Hello, ladies and gentlefolk. I am here today with Alex and Will. Hello. We are doing something completely ridiculous, basically. I think we're probably going to come to regret this by the end of the day. We are playing 10,000 points of Chaos versus Imperium. We have Word Bearers, Death Guard, and Renegades versus Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Space Wolves, and Custodies, and Imperial Knights. This is the board we're playing on. Yes, for those who know what we have in the flat, it is a 6x4. Yeah. And we've probably put a bit too much terrain on the table, but it's going to be really good fun. It's going to be very intense, yeah. So there's only one objective in this game. It is the Tech Priest. The Imperial Fists are just there for a bit of flavour. Basically, the Imperial Fists have been working with the Adeptus Mechanicus to uncover a standard template construct somewhere in this thing. Installation. Yeah. In this installation. So we've got the pipes, we've got a load of buildings and things and stuff. And Chaos have heard about this and are trying to steal it because we like standard template constructs just as much as the Imperium does. So we're going to do 5,000 points to start on the board. Are we doing reserves coming in on turn 2?
Just standard.
Yeah, so we're just playing normally, so any reserves can come in from turn 1 if you want to. Each force has 2 warlords and 2 relics, just because it's easier because there's 2 players on the Imperial side. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say other than it's going to be pretty crazy. There's some very big stuff coming out to play today, and it should be really good fun, I think. Yeah. So we'll.
The Blood Angels are delayed.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a fully on foot, or rather, it's a fully on the ground Space Wolf force and a fully deep striking / airborne Blood Angel force. So it's going to be really good fun. I've got some deep striking stuff. They've got some deep striking stuff. I've got some big guns. They've got some big guns. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be carnage, yeah. It's going to be swathes of infantry being deleted. So
at the end of, we need to work out the victory conditions.
It's who holds the dude.
At what point?
Good question. How many turns are we playing?
Should we come back?
Yeah, once we've deployed, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
So we'll go on to see the armies now. That may take a while, so please bear with us to look through the armies, and we'll come back after deployment.
Yeah. I looked down, I thought, is that so bad?
Okay, so this is 5,000 points, give or take.
4,995.
4,995 of Dark Angels.
Yep.
Custodies and Imperial Knights. Yep. So it's 2 battalions. Let's start down on the left here,
which are pretty much identical actually. So we've got the warlord of the army is the Master in Gravis armor.
Yep.
He's got the Heavenfall blade.
Marvellous.
And a lieutenant.
Yep.
With just a power
sword
pistol.
Cool. 5 intercessors.
5 intercessors. 5 intercessors.
Yep.
A 10-man tactical squad with a heavy bolter and a plasma.
Yep.
4 inceptors.
Okay.
With the bolters.
Yep.
7 hellblasters with the regular hellblasters.
Okay.
Down.
Cool. 2
predators with las.
Yep.
And that's that detachment.
Moving over to the other one.
Exactly the same, except we've got an interrogator chaplain leading them, and that lieutenant has a plasma pistol.
Okie dokes.
Apart from that, everything
intercessors,
is the same.
Intercessors, tacticals, jumpy dudes,
Interceptors,
plasma dudes, predators.
Also, all the intercessor squads have got the auxiliary grenade launchers.
Yeah. Yep.
Now on to the Custodies detachment, which is the elite one, Vanguard, I believe it is.
Who's this chap in the middle?
So we've got a shield captain. He's got a spear.
Yep.
Apart from that, he's just basic stock.
Okay.
2 units of wardens.
Okay.
So not the custodian guard, but they're wardens, and I've changed their axes for the spears, so they are WYSIWYG.
Okay.
And then we've got the Vexillus Praetor, who has got the Vexilla Magnifica,
which means
-1 to hit.
Fantastic.
All the Custodies
and a Caladius.
The Caladius using the new
beta rules.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll see how that does.
Hopefully it'll die in turn 1.
It probably will.
And a super heavy
and then
detachment.
Super heavy detachment.
Triple Knight.
So it's 2 paladins.
Yep.
WYSIWYG, and the warden is also
Fist
WYSIWYG.
Melter, Flamer, and the missiles on top.
Yeah, indeed.
Fantastic. Okay. So that is half of the Imperial force.
Yeah.
And we'll see the other half in a second. Okay, and here we have 2,500 points of Space Wolves. It's made up of
a battalion detachment, and also the what's it called? The
fast attack Outrider.
Outrider, that's correct.
Okie dokie. So let's get down here and
the Outrider's on the right hand side.
Okie
So
dokie.
we'll start with that.
Yep.
So basically what we have is Canis Wolfborn at the front. We also have a Wolf Lord at the back.
Yep.
With a Frost Sword and Storm Shield.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 Cyber Wolves.
Yep.
And then
2
basically
units of
Wizzy
Thunderwolves. Okay. So lots of storm shields and variety of different
everything's got
hammers
Storm Shield.
and lightning claws and things.
Yeah, everything's got a Storm Shield.
Yep.
3 Wolf Claws.
Yep.
1 Chainsword. He's the wounds. And then a Thunder Hammer.
All right, cool. It's a good job I brought Death Hex with me.
So
the battalion?
Yeah, so the battalion detachment. We've got Bjorn.
Yep.
And we've got an Iron Priest.
Mm-hmm.
He's just got a bolt gun, servo on
Yep.
Thunder Hammer.
Okay. Troops.
So they are pretty much WYSIWYG, but in terms of the guns, so plasma melter.
Yep. 3 units Grey Hunters.
Yes, and they've all the Power Fist guys. Where is he? He is the.
Mm-hmm.
Thought I put them all at the front. So the Power Fist guys today, they all have power swords.
Okay. 2 Razorbacks with twin las.
Yep, 2 Razorbacks, twin las. I haven't finished painting, obviously. Sorry.
2 Dreadnoughts, 1 Venerable Great Axe Frost Shield, or whatever way around it is. Frost Axe Great Shield, I can't remember.
And
Murderfang. 2 Sakarans.
WYSIWYG.
Yep, that's kind of Sponsons.
And they've got Hunter Killer missiles as well.
Okie dokie.
I need to remember that. It did come in good. Yeah, it actually killed something.
Alright, fantastic. And that is
on the nose.
2,500 points.
Actually,
of
no, it's
Space
not
Force.
on the nose. It's 2497.
I'm okay, cool. Right, brilliant. Okay, and here is 2,500 points of Blood Angels, comprised of 2 Vanguard detachments, I believe.
Yeah, so what was I doing?
Okay, so let's start on the left.
Can you start on the right, please?
Okay, let's start on the right.
Cool.
So HQ, I assume?
That's Lamatis.
Okay.
And then we have a squad of 8 Death Company.
Yep.
Basically WYSIWYG,
2 Power Fists.
2 Power Fists, yeah.
And everyone else has got swords, is that right?
Everything else has got swords.
Okay.
So the one at the back
Yep.
are going to be in the Storm Raven, but they've all got Melter, Inferno Pistols.
Yep.
Which is pretty much the same, but this guy's got a chainsword, so he is what he is.
Everyone else has got power swords.
Power swords and Inferno Pistols.
Yep. Storm Raven.
Storm Raven is WYSIWYG. So
is that Melter, Las, Hurricane Bolters?
Absolutely.
Cool. And Death Company Dreadnought.
And the Dreadnought today has a Heavy Flamer, Magna Grapple, and Melter Gun.
Okie dokie.
That,
in the middle?
That's the same loadout as the previous Storm Raven, so just...
okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec.
So, you've got the big man.
Mephiston.
Oh dear, sorry, breaking some terrain behind me. Yeah, Mephiston.
Yep.
And then you have 2 squads of Terminators.
Yep.
Is what it is.
What are the sergeants? Obviously the one without the helmet in the back squad.
Yeah. Raised shield, raised Thunder Hammer.
Okay, so he's a sergeant there. And then over here.
So we've got the Sanguinar.
Yep. Cool.
And then they're all swords, but the reason I've got the axes because there's 3. The axes have got Inferno Pistols.
Okay, that's fine.
Everything else is the Angelus bolt gun.
And then there's the Storm Raven, Melter Las, and Hurricane Bolters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. 2,500 points of Blood Angels coming in to save everybody.
Yeah,
and,
so obviously the theme of that is they are all coming in from reserve. That's why it's all jump, all teleport, all fly.
Yep.
No tanks. Just it's the elite force coming in.
Yeah, should be good. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, done it again. Haven't quite got it all in shot. Okay, so this is 10,000 points of Chaos, made up of Wordbearers, Death Guard, and Renegades. It is a brigade and a load of other stuff. A brigade and a battalion, definitely. A vanguard, definitely. And a load of other bits and pieces that I'll come to as and when we get to them in the showing. So, we'll start with the Wordbearers Brigade. Exalted Champion, Dark Apostle, Demon Prince. 6 units of Chaos Space Marines, each with a missile launcher. 5 Chosen. The Champion has 2 Lightning Claws and there are 4 Power Swords. Another 5 Chosen. Champion has a Power Fist. There are 3 Power Axes and a Power Sword. Oh, sorry, beg your pardon. 2 Axes, 1 Maul and a Sword. 5 Possessed. What else is in this detachment? Warp Talons. 8 of. Excuse me, Mark Slanesh. 5 Havocs with 4 melter guns and a combi melter. 5 Havocs, 4 combi melters and no, 4 melters and a combi melter. 2 rapier batteries with the laser destroyers. Oh, sorry, that's one choice with 2 guns. Another choice with 3 guns is 3 more rapiers with the ectoplasma cannons. A Hellforged Leviathan with the Grav Flux, the Snippy Claws and the Flamers. 2 Dreadclaw drop pods and a Xiphon Interceptor. For the Renegades, we've got a Chaos Lord with a Power Axe, an Exalted Champion with a Power Axe, a Chaos Lord with a Power Maul, 15-man Chaos Space Marine squad with close combat weapons and a Power Axe, 5-man Chaos Space Marine squad with an autocannon, 10-man Chaos Space Marine squad with 2 autocannons and a Power Axe on the Champion, 5 Chosen with 3 combi melters, an axe on the Champion and a power sword. 5 Chosen there with a variety of combi melters and things and a power axe on the Champion. Hellforged Leviathan, storm cannon, drill. 5 Havocs with 4 autocannons. Hellforged Contemptor with the Carries cannon. Fire Raptor and Storm Eagle. I've got to remember what everything else is. Moving over here, we've got a Vanguard detachment for the Word Bearers. Sorcerer with jump pack with Force Sword and Plasma Pistol. 10 Chaos Terminators, Mark Slanesh, all with Combi Plasma, a variety of different weapons, so there's some Lightning Claws, Power Fists and Chain Fists in there. 3 Hellbrutes, Twin Las Missile Launcher, Twin Las Fist, Reaper Autocannon Fist. There's a, what's the heavy support one called? Spearhead. Sorcerer in Terminator armor with an axe. 3 Hellforged Contemptors, 2 multi-melters and fists, 1 with 2 carries and a... Actually, I think that might be an elite, that might be another spearhead. Okay. And a Havoc Launcher. First of the spearheads, sorry, that was a Vanguard, I think, actually, that one with the Contemptors. First of the spearheads, Chaos Lord, Jump Pack, Cursed Crozius, and that's it, 3 Vindicators. Second one, Chaos Lord, Power Sword. No, he's got the Warlord trait that makes his aura 3 inches bigger. I think it's the Word Bearer specific one, so he's the Warlord for this, for the Word Bearer side of things. 3 Predators, autocannons and the las cannons on the side. Mauler Fiend with the Lasher Tendrils. And a Greater Brass Scorpion of Khorne in a super heavy auxiliary detachment. And that...
That's the last.
Oh, and oh, no, I did actually, yeah. And there's a Death Guard Vanguard detachment, which I forgot about. Lord of Contagion with a Man Reaper. Lord of Contagion with a Plague Reaper. He's my other Warlord. He has the Revoltingly Resilient Warlord trait, and the Suppurating Plate is his relic, so he's got the mortal wounds in combat thing that he does. 3 Death Shroud. Champion at the front there, no upgrades on him. 5 Blightlord Terminators. Champion has a sword and a combi melter. There's 2 combi flamers and swords. There's a Blight Launcher and a sword, and a Flail of Corruption, I think it's called. And a second squad of Blightlord Terminators. Champion with combi melter and axe. 2 combi plasma and axes. Blight Launcher and axe, and another Flail of Corruption, or Mace of Corruption, or whatever it's called. And that is about 9,980 something points of chaos. Goodness. Okay, so here we are deployed for the start of this 10,000 point epic murder fest that we're going to be embarking upon today. Before we go through the deployment, what we're doing with the objective, did we say turn 2?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So in turn 1, the Tech Priest is somewhere in the middle of the board. We don't know where. There's 3 different sections in the centre where he could appear. He's obviously rooting around for some more information on this STC, we assume. As of turn 2, he will appear in one of 3 sections.
Start of turn 3.
Okay, start of turn 3. Before turn 3 begins, he will appear in one of 3 areas in the centre of the board here. So obviously the fighting will then vary depending on where we go. The point of this game is to have control of the Tech Priest for 3 consecutive turns. So he functions similarly to an objective in that troops with objective secured hold it over things that don't, etc. But we're also restricting it so only non-vehicle models can control him. So he will appear. Whoever controls him for 3 consecutive turns wins the game. We're not doing Warlord, we're not doing Linebreaker, we're not doing First Blood because it's ludicrous in this game. So it is just one objective in the shape of the Tech Priest. We have 5,000 points starting on the board for each side. And then everything else is in reserve and what have you. Deep striking or just walking on from the board edge. You start your move at the board edge when you come in. So obviously 6-inch move, you can move onto the board like that. And that's about it, really. I don't think there's much more. We've both got 20 command points, so we're going to be spending them quite freely, I would imagine, although Will and Alex get theirs back, cheeky buggers. So, well. Okay, so let's start with the Imperial Deployment. Knight Warden, Knight Paladin. 5 Grey Hunters with a Melter Gun in a Las Cannon Razorback. I was going to say Land Raider, but I've changed my mind halfway through, which is why Las Cannon took so long to come out. Predator, 5 Intercessors. Predator, Sakaran, 5 Intercessors. Oh yeah, the little black guy in the middle. Murderfang, Bjorn, Cyberwolves, Iron Priest, Venerable Dreadnought with Shield, Intercessors, Sakaran, Paladin, Hellblasters, and Lieutenant. Okay, looks like there's a half a tactical squad, or is it the whole tactical squad?
5-man.
Hiding in there. Wolves. Grey Hunters with a plasma gun, Wolves, Lord, Canis, remainder of 5-man tactical squad, and the other Razorback with the plasma. So that's quite a lot, and then we'll have a look at the reserves in a second. Chaos-wise, we have a Storm Eagle. In there are 15 Chaos Space Marines, 2 Chaos Lords, and an Exalted Champion. We've got 2 squads of Chosen down there for the Renegades with melters and things. 10-man Chaos Space Marine squad, 2 autocannons power axe for the Renegades. 2 5-man Wordbearer squads with a missile launcher in each. Renegade Leviathan and Contemptor. 5-man Chaos Space Marine squad with an autocannon. Wordbearer Leviathan, Mauler Fiend, 5-man squad with a missile launcher. It's a 5-man Renegade squad with autocannons. Demon Prince, Possessed, Dark Apostle and Exhausted Champion. The Rapalasia Destroyers, the Ectoplasma Cannons, 2 Predators, 5-man Chaos Space Marine Squad Missile Launcher, 5-man Squad Missile Launcher, 5-man Squad Missile Launcher, 2 squads Chosen with variety of different combat weapons and things, and the Xiphon. So that's the Chaos Deployment, and this table's not big enough for the both of us. In reserve for the Blood Angels, well, there's all the Blood Angels, in flyers and deep striking and things. And then over here for the Dark Angels and the Custodes, we've got Intercessors, Captain, Lieutenant, all of the Custodes. Both drops.
Of Intercessors, Interceptors, Tactical Squad, another Hellblaster squad.
Yeah, and 2 more Predators. Okay, and for Chaos, if we just go over here, very quickly, there's 2 Dreadclaws for the Wordbearers. Oh, that's very terrible lighting, I apologise. 2 Dreadclaws with Wordbearers, Fire Raptor, a Predator, 3 Vindicators, Hellbrutes, Contemptors, all the Death Guard, Terminators, Warp Talons, Sorcerer, and the Brass Scorpion. So, we've decided it doesn't matter who dropped first, who deployed first. So what we're doing is we're just doing a roll-off to see who goes first. All right, on top of the thing, please.
Right.
3.
Oh, okay.
2.
Alex over there.
Yeah,
2.
go for it.
Right, so Will is rolling off to go first. Will gets a
6. Go on.
swine.
Go on.
Okay. And a 4. Okay, so Imperium are going first by the look of it then. So turn 1, Imperium coming up. And I've just realised I can seize the initiative if I want to. So let's do it. Where are you, number 6? There you are. 6. Okay.
A number of times.
So,
It just goes like
so Imperium turn 1 coming up. Okay, so end of the movement phase turn 1 for the Imperium. The Knights have moved up. Vehicles stayed still. Intercessors move forwards. Vehicles stayed still. Intercessors and Chaplain moved forwards. Murderfang advanced. Venerable Dreadnought advanced. Everything stayed still at the back. Intercessors moved up. Coming around this side. Grey Hunters down there moved up. Wolves, Canis, and the Wolf Lord, and these guys all advanced.
1 inch.
Razorback at the back stayed still, and that little thing in the corner there stayed still, all those squads there. So we're going to get on to psychic phase. You haven't got any of you. So shooting phase, turn 1 for the Imperium. Alright, so that's the end of Imperial shooting in turn 1. It was pretty pants, I have to say. Did like 10 hull points or 10 wounds and killed a fire raptor. A storm eagle, rather. That was about it. So everything in this corner, up to the Sikaran over there, including Bjorn, fired las cannons and auto cannons and Reaper and Sikaran things.
Yeah, Bjorn was at that.
Oh, right, okay, not Bjorn. At the storm eagle. Put it down to 1 wound, and it was a crack grenade from that squad down there that killed it in the end. 4 of this squad died when it crashed, but it didn't explode, so I didn't have to do the D6 anywhere. What?
I just imagine it was kind of a bit like Hard Target at the end. the guy put the grenade down his back.
Yeah, exactly like that. 7 wounds taken off this Leviathan in the middle, combination of fire from various places over there. 10 wounds taken off this Leviathan in the middle. That was las from over there, and from other places. What did the battle cannon knight shoot at?
That shot at them.
Was it these guys?
Yeah.
I lost one wound on
The
1 wound on the plasma cannons. 1 of the possessed died. 2 of the havocs died. 4 wounds taken off the predator. That's all. We've got a morale test on the havocs there. They lost 2. Their leadership is 7. So don't roll 6. There's a 6. Becomes 8. So I'll take that dude off from in there. He's dead. These guys lost 4. Their leadership 8 because they've got the sergeant left. 5 plus 4 is 9. So he dies too. And that's all of the morale phase that I have to do. So we'll go into Chaos turn 1 and hope my shooting is better than the Imperial turn. Oh, and the Venerable in the middle popped smoke. So he's at -1 to hit? Or does he just count as being in cover?
-1.
Alright, okay, cool. So Chaos turn 1 coming up. Alright, so movement phase over for Chaos. Shuffling around in this corner with the bigger squad and the characters. No movement from the 10-man Space Marine squad. Lords moved over there. The 2 5-man Wordbearer squads have just pushed forwards, but the missile launchers have stayed still. 2 chosen squads over here have moved up and advanced with the Melter, so I might be able to get some cheeky shots in at the night if I'm lucky. Leviathan Contemptor move forwards. Leviathan Mauler Fiend moved forwards. Possessed, Demon Prince, Exalted Champion, and Dark Apostle moved up. No movement from the big guns back at the back, and the chosen over this side have just moved forwards. There is Psychic on the board, so I'm going to have a look at doing some of that because of my Demon Prince in the middle, and we'll come back after that if anything happens. If not, we'll get... Oh, and sorry, and the Xiphon's moved up straight forwards. So he is now closest to Murderfang. So he should be able to just unload all of his las cannons and things into Murderfang. So yeah, we'll do a bit of Psychic, and we'll come back if anything happens after that. Otherwise, we'll go straight into the shooting phase. Okay, and that was an even worse shooting phase for Chaos than it was for the Imperium. Some wounds on the Night Warden over there. Not very many, I don't think. It's down to 15. Wounds on Murderfang in there. That was the Xiphon, took him down to 4 left. Couple of wounds on the Intercessor squad.
Killed 4
hiding down there. Couple of wounds over there, or a couple dead over there rather, and 1 dead in the middle. Few wounds on the Sikaran at the back, and 1 dead Thunderwolf. Yep. And that was about it, I think. Oh, and I stripped a couple of wounds off this Venerable Dreadnought in the middle with Smite in the Psychic phase. So I've got a couple of assaults I'm going to try and declare, because why not? Mauler Fiend into the Venerable.
That's close.
Yeah, I couldn't even see where it went, because my hand was in the way. For goodness sake.
7. It's probably not.
7. I'll have a quick look.
No.
Nope, so I'm going to re-roll that 3. Oh, for goodness sake, too much stuff on the board. Nope, that's a 1. Okay. Possessed into the Venerable. Nope. And Demon Prince into the Venerable. I'm going to reroll that just in case. Nope. Okay. So that was all my charges. So that's the end of Imperium turn 1. Sorry, Chaos turn 1, and the end of turn 1 in general. You've got a leadership test on your Astartes over there. What's the leadership?
7 or 8, and I rolled a 1.
If it's 8, if the sergeant's still alive.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Then. You don't need one. You don't need one on there. You don't need one on there. So we're going into Imperium turn 2, and yeah, we'll see what happens after that. Okay, so that's the end of the movement phase in turn 2 for the forces of the Imperium. Lots of things moved around here. Knights have both moved up. Intercessors moved up. Dreadnoughts, Wolves, Intercessors, they stayed still. That squad down there. Wolves here have moved up. Those guys have jumped up on top. Wolves have moved up. Both of the Storm Ravens are on, and the Caladius is on as well. Alex is going to repair some wounds on that thingy. Yep. 1.
So
back up to 12.
is that full then?
No, it's 14.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And that's that. There's no psychic, so we'll go into shooting.
Yep.
And hopefully they'll have a better turn than they did in turn 1.
Scorpions.
Okay, so that's the end of the shooting phase in turn 2 for the Imperium. And that was significantly better than the previous one.
Yep.
Both of my Leviathans are gone. My Contemptor's gone. One of my chosen squads over here is gone. This one's lost 2 guys. Possessed are gone. We realised we made a mistake with this, but there's a number of damage done to the ectoplasma cannons, and one of the Predators gone, and the other one's down to 2 wounds.
And the Xiphon.
Oh, and the Xiphon's gone. I forgot that was even there. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I forgot that was even there to begin beforehand. And the Mauler was there as well. It's gone too.
It was pretty brutal.
So that's but as you said, it's 10,000 points against just under 5,000.
Yeah, it's silly.
So that's the end of the shooting. There's probably some charges to come. There's at least 2 that I can think of.
Maybe
Yeah,
3 or 4.
but we'll roll them up and we'll roll any Overwatch that's required, and we'll be back at the end of the assault phase. Okay, so charges done in turn 2. Thunderwolves made it into these 3 chosen, unsurprisingly. Thunderwolves here tried to charge the ectoplasma cannon. I fired Overwatch, rolled a 1, did a mortal wound to myself, and took him off. So they haven't got anything they can charge. Murderfang failed the charge in at the Demon Prince, but the Venerable Dreadnought made it, and the 2 wolves charged the Dark Apostle, and my Exalted Champion did a heroic intervention, or glorious, whatever it's called, and joined them in combat. So we'll roll all of these up, and then we'll come back at the end of the fight phase. Alright, and that's the end of the assault phase. Turn 2, in fact that's the end of turn 2 for the Imperium. Completely murdered the Chosen over here, no real surprise I have to say, and consolidated forwards. No damage done on the Demon Prince, which did surprise me, and then I did 3 damage back to the Venerable Dreadnought, so he's got 1 left or 2 left? 2 left. No damage done on my 2 characters here from the Wolves, and then I killed them both back in return. So that's turn 2 over and done with for the Imperium. We've got turn 2 Chaos coming up, and I've got to try and make some space to bring on some stuff. So this could be interesting, we'll see what happens. Right, and that's the end of movement in turn 2 for the Chaos, and it's basically back up to full starting strength again, if not more. So all 3 Vindicators have come on this side for line breaker bombardment against those Wolves. Slightly dodgy positioning. The last of the Predators is on, with the Chaos Lord, who's got the Warlord trait to increase the range of his reroll 1s thing, is there. 2 Contemptors with Melter and Fists. 3 Hellbrutes, oh sorry, and the other Contemptors there with the Carries and the Havoc Launcher. All 3 Hellbrutes in the corner here. The Warp Talons, the Chaos Lord is there. There's a Chaos Sorcerer with a jump pack, Chaos Sorcerer in Terminator armour, the 10-man Terminator squad with Combi Plasma. These guys move forwards. One of the Lord's Contagion is deep struck in this side. These guys moved up, and the Brass Scorpion is there. Just because I forgot about it, and the Fire Raptor's there in the centre. So we're going to Psychic phase now. I've got a lot more Psychers on the board, so we'll see what we can do about maybe pinging some smites off at people or some buffs and stuff. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. And we'll be back after that. Okay, so Psychic phase. I stripped a couple of wounds off the Venerable Dreadnought with a smite. I got Feel No Pain, or the whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called. No, the Delightful Agonies, I believe it is, on the Terminators. Warp time on the Warp Talons. In the shooting phase, I killed a couple of these guys. I killed 3 by the look of it, actually. With a combination of line breaker bombardment and bolt of fire and some other stuff.
A lot. Yeah.
Took 7 wounds off the Storm Raven.
Yeah.
A couple of wounds off this one, not particularly special. Yeah, it was all the missiles from all the squads generally fired up at the Storm Ravens. Murderfang's down to 1. That was 2 missiles from the Fire Raptor. Also killed a couple of the Hellblasters on top of that tower and took a couple of wounds off the Sikaran. Very little success with any of my reserves coming on and their shooting. It was just the line breaker bombardment really from the reserves, and the Fire Raptor. And the Terminators. The Terminators using Endless Cacophony and Veterans of the Long War, so they get to fire again at the end of the shooting phase and +1 to wound. Finally took down the Knight, the Warden, I believe it is. Melters here, didn't do anything to that guy, and the Scorpion did no wounds. Oh no, did 4 wounds to this Knight here. So there was a bit of shooting otherwise that didn't do much. Yeah, a couple of wounds on various things. So we're going to the assault phase. I've got a couple of bits and pieces to go in probably, but I'm not sure exactly where. But we'll be back after the assault phase. Okay, so that's the end of the assault phase for the Forces of Chaos in turn 2. And that's the end of turn 2 in general, actually. So over here, the two 5-man squads charged into the Thunderwolves, did 2 wounds to one of them, and then 4 guys died in total. 3 from this squad, 1 from this squad here. My Chosen charged into Canis. I took 5 wounds on him. Yeah, you probably could have done because he's within 3 inches. Yeah.
I just remember thinking about it.
Yeah, you can do that now if you want. So I've got 1 guy left who's dead because you're going to kill him with your Lord.
It's highly likely, but we can try it.
You're going to kill him with your Lord, it's fine. So you can consolidate with those 2. Over here, my Exalted Champion and Dark Apostle charged the Intercessors, killed 1, took a wound on the Dark Apostle in return. The Warp Talons charged and killed Murderfang, lost 1 in Overwatch. The Demon Prince was still in combat with the Venerable, killed it. It blew up and did a wound to him, and then he chose to roll on the boon table and got +1 strength. That's all the combats to do, so we need to work out where the Tech Priest turns up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Somebody want to roll
I think we all roll the dice, whoever rolls the highest gets to roll it.
Okay.
That's a good chance.
So Will rolls a 1, Alex rolls a 5,
Sorry.
somewhere over there, 5, and I roll a 1.
Okay.
So Alex gets to roll. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the centre, 5, 6.
1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2.
And that is a... Oh,
Sorry.
A 2. Okay, so the Tech Priest is turning up on this objective marker here. So we'll take those 2 away. It's just under the... there's an objective marker in there.
These guys down or not bother?
So he goes in under there. So we'll get into turn 3 now for the Imperium, and we'll be back after movement. Sorry, we forgot about leadership. So we've lost 3 guys from this Chaos Space Marine squad here. The Sergeant is still there, so the Champion, so their leadership 8. 4 plus 3 is 7, so they're fine. These guys lost 1, so they can't fail it. The Warp Talons lost 1, so they can't fail it. I lost 3 Terminators?
Yes, moving
7, but their leadership 9. So if I lost, so I lost 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 3. So actually, they couldn't fail it, so it's fine. So they don't need to worry about that. And you lost 3 of your Thunderwolves. What leadership are they? Okay, so don't roll a 6.
I didn't roll a 6. Oh, I rolled a 6.
You're a 6, so 1's dead.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Leadership.
So 1's dead. Okay. So, yeah, Imperial turn 3 coming up. Okay, so that's the end of the movement phase in turn 3 for the Imperium. With the exception of a Death Company Dreadnought, which is still in a vehicle, everything is now boots on the ground. Obviously, and any stuff that's died. Knight has moved forwards a smidge. We've got Sanguinor and Sanguinary Guard over here. Intercessors. Razorback, Predator. Sikaran. Deep Striking Custodes. Walking stuff.
My HQs.
Intercessors and the Chaplain have moved round. Tactical squad.
Yep.
Other Predators come in there.
Yep.
How did that Predator get there, by the way?
That's a very good point. He's in there.
Yeah, we could go in that corner.
Yeah.
So the other Predator's actually over there, because otherwise it would have run the Iron Priest over. Not that I'm overly fussed by that. Movement from the tactical squad there, and the Grey Hunters here are now holding on to the objective. Deep striking Terminators have dropped in there. Thunderwolves move forwards. Thunderwolf, that's the last of the Thunderwolf cavalry squad. He's locked in combat still. Canis and the Lord have come forward. Before this Stormraven moved, Mephiston and the Assault Terminators got out of it. It then moved over there, in hover mode specifically. Before this Stormraven moved, this squad of Death Company moved out and jumped down here. We've got the second squad of Death Company and Lamartis in the back here. Both units of Inceptors have deep struck onto the buildings. Tacticals moved. Tacticals came on. Hellblasters came on. Everyone else has stayed where they are. And the Iron Priest repaired the Sikaran and put 2 wounds back on it. So we'll go into the Psychic phase now for the Imperium. And probably just come back after the end of shooting, actually. We'll do Psychic and shooting, and we'll come back after that. Okay, so dice are turning as the game progresses. Dice are getting better and better. 8 wounds done on this Vindicator. 3 of this squad killed. Both Predators destroyed. A couple of wounds done on this Ectoplasma Cannon. 2 of these guys killed. 3 Warp Talons killed. Fire Raptor gone. 5 Terminators killed. 2 wounds put on the Hellbrute. 1 of this squad killed here, the Chosen.
And the brass Scorpion.
Scorpion died. From like 3 things shooting at it, like 2 things shot at it, and it exploded. Well, it didn't explode, fortunately, because that would have killed everything around here. And the Psychic phase was a bust. Oh no, that's where these wounds came from. Smite on this squad here. But I cancelled. I dispelled Unleash Rage, or nullified, or whatever the word is you call it. So Assault phase coming up. We've got an ongoing combat in the middle. I think your Intercessors are charging in the Warp Talons. I think your Knights going into that squad there. All the Intercessors. Custodi's trying a charge on the Terminators. Mephiston's coming in somewhere over here. Terminators coming in somewhere over here. Wolves coming in somewhere over here. And they're all in combat anyway, apart from the characters there.
They're not in combat, they're going to charge us up.
Oh, okay. The Death Company on the corner. Okie dokie. So we'll do any Overwatch that is going to happen, and be back after the Assault phase. Okay, so that's the end of the Assault phase in turn 3, Ian?
Yes.
For the Imperium. Squad over here wiped out. That was a Death Company. Little squad there wiped out by Canis. One of the Hellforged Rapiers gone, and I don't think you did any damage to that one.
No.
4 wounds taken on the Contemptor from Mephiston's charge. Over here, you killed the Dark Apostle. I killed 1 back. And then you killed one. Same there. And over here, unsurprisingly, as soon as that happened, I just took them off. The Knight trampled all over those guys. So that was. I've got no idea what I'm going to do now. I've got loads of Terminators that need to deep strike, but there's literally nowhere to deep strike. Turn 3 Chaos coming up. Somehow I need to get rid of that squad of Grey Hunters so that they're not holding on to that objective. I need to deal with this mess over here somehow and do something with Terminators, and I'm clueless as to what to do with them.
The tank car park?
Well, yeah, there's that mess over there as well. So turn 3 Chaos, I suppose, coming up now. See what we can do. Sorry, and I forgot at the end of that turn for the Imperium, I've got a few morale tests to make. These guys lost 3. So 3 plus 3 is fine. 6, they're fine. The Warp Talons lost 5 in the end, including Assault. Their leadership 8.
-1 leadership for being 6 inches at the
Okay. What did I say? They lost 5. Plus, so 1 more dies. And the Terminators lost 5. But they're fine, because that's a 7. Okay, so we'll go on to Chaos turn 3 now. Probably. Okay, so movement phase turn 3 for Chaos. No movement from the Vindicators. They're just going to fire a whatever it's called thing down here somewhere and do mortal wounds all over the place. No movement from these guys. Still in combat, still in combat. The Lord's shuffled over this way, so he's now in range of both of those Contemptors. No movement, they've obviously swung around a bit. Dreadclaw the First has dropped in here because there's literally nowhere else to put it if there's any use. And the squad's got out here, the Havocs with Melters, so there are a couple in range of the Storm Raven if I want to. Hellbrutes have moved forwards. Lord of Contagion and the Death Shroud have dropped in there. One squad of Blight Lords with the swords have dropped in there, shuffling around with the characters. And on the Demon Princes move forwards. On the left flank, second unit of Blight Lords and the other pod, because there's nowhere to put stuff. And the other squad's got out here, just moved up with that squad. The Lord of Contagion has moved up to probably take on the Sanguinary Guard. So that's the end of the movement phase. We've got Psychic phase coming up now, and then we'll go into shooting as well. Okay, so relatively pants shooting phase. I killed a Storm Raven.
You killed a Custody with bolters.
I killed a Psychic phase as well. I killed the remaining Intercessors in the middle with smites from people. I didn't get Diabolic Strength. No, or did I? I did get Diabolic Strength. I failed to do Warp Time. Warp Time got denied by Mephiston on the Lord of Contagion. And I failed to cast Smite then with that Librarian, I think. And I put Death Hex on the squad of Wardens that are on the right hand side of the screen. There's 3 of them going back there. Going back that way. Shooting, I did a couple of wounds to the Knight, and that was about it over this side. Killed a Custodes Warden, and put a couple of wounds on the other one.
That's one.
No damage in the backfield. Destroyed the Storm Raven. Put a couple of wounds on the Death Company Dreadnought. Killed one of the Grey Hunters. I think I did. No damage anywhere else. Put a few more wounds on the Storm Raven here. And then did Linebreaker Bombardment with the 3 Vindicators. Killed 5 of the Death Company. No damage on those guys. I should have used command points, but I didn't. To reroll whether they were hit or not. There's 4 up on the other Space Wolf guy. On him. And 5 up on those 2. So we're going to assault phase now. We've got a couple of charges. The Lord of Contagion over this side is going into the Sanguinary Guard. These guys here are going into the Custodes in the middle. These guys are going into the Intercessors. Demon Prince into the Chaplain. That's an ongoing fight there. The Vindicators might actually charge some stuff here just because I want to run Canis Wolfborn over. And the 2 Dreadnoughts here are going to try and go into the Death Company Dreadnought as well. So we'll roll everything up and we'll be back after the assault phase. That's the end of turn 3, I think it is, for the Forces of Chaos. Combat over here. The Blight Lords and the Exalted Champion charged into the Knight. Took a number of wounds off, I can't remember exactly how many. He then stomped back and killed 2 of the Blight Lords. Lord of Contagion charged in. I forgot the whole ordering and interrupting thing, and he got killed before he had a chance to swing. Took a wound on Overwatch from the Lord of Contagion in the middle. That was some of the Custodes here. The Death Shroud made it into combat. Custodes struck first, killed 1. I killed 2 in return. Coming around this way. Demon Prince killed the Chaplain in the middle, so they've all consolidated. Exalted Champion killed the last remaining Intercessors. 2 Dreadnoughts here charged into the Death Company Dreadnought, killed it, took a number of wounds on this guy from the Terminators. They killed the gun from the Ectoplasma Cannon squad, but there's still 1 guy left in there. Mephiston did 3 wounds to my Dreadnought here, and I did no damage back to him. And then over here, just because I wanted to run Canis Wolfborn over, I charged all 3 Vindicators in. No damage done to anything there.
I didn't use it at all.
I'll do it now. And then 3 wounds done back from this guy on the Central Vindicator. And we're just going to do the Wolf quickly now.
Hitting on all that's his hits. And strength 5, isn't it?
Yeah, 5s.
1.
Minus.
1.
Okay, takes a win. Okay, so 1 damage done to my Vindicator. So we're going into Imperial turn 4 now, and quite frankly I think this is going to be the last turn of the game given what I've got left compared to what they've got.
Yeah.
That's all infantry over in that corner. That's where the objective is. There's 500 Thunderhammer Terminators. There's a huge company, a squad of Death Company, and basically all my stuff's stuck in this corner.
And they're protecting them. I mean,
yeah, I pointed them out. Yep, so we'll do that now, and we'll come back at the end of turn 4 for the Imperium. Okay, so movement phase turn 4 for the Imperials. The Sanguinary Guard and the Sanguinor have jumped up and over. Knights fallen back, Intercessors have fallen back. These guys have moved up. No movement from the car park at the back. Nobody's got out. Repaired 3 hull points on that guy, or 3 wounds on that guy. Tactical squad has moved.
Yep.
Down here.
All of their HQs basically moved up to charge the.
And these guys have moved up
to charge.
There. The remaining 2 wardens and the flagman. This guy's moved up. Is he flying now?
Yeah.
Okay, he's now flying, and he's moved over from here. Jumpy dudes have gone down there to shoot at the Demon Prince, probably. They've stayed where they are, or shuffled a little bit. Tacticals have stayed where they are. Caladius has stayed where it is. Knight, Hellblasters has stayed where it is. Tacticals have moved. Yep. Greyhunters are staying where they are. Everything's fallen back from combat here. That's the guy on his own who was in combat with this one. Yeah, everything's fallen back. And the Death Company and Lamatis have jumped up and over. Canis is now over here after retreating. And that's the Wolf Lord guy who's also fell back.
No, he didn't.
We must have... Oh no, he wasn't in combat here. Yeah. So he's moved over here. Terminators have moved, and the Thunderwolf Cavalry have moved. Still in combat there, still in combat there. And that's everything, I think. So yeah, Psychic Phase, turn 4 for the Imperium. Okay, so Shooting Phase, turn 4 for the Imperials. Well, we did Psychic Phase as well. Smite did 1 mortal wound to the Contemptor, and you didn't get Unleash Rage. And I think that was all you tried, wasn't it? Shooting over here, a couple of wounds off the middle Vindicator, I think, and that was it. No damage from these guys with, there's an Inferno pistol, some bolt pistols and crack grenades and stuff. And the Twin Las over there. No damage here. No damage. This Rapier Laser Destroyer got killed by the Knight, I believe, the Battle Cannon. The Warp Talons are gone. The Demon Prince is gone. The Exalted Champion is gone. That was a variety of different things firing at all of them. One of my Havoc squad is dead. 3 Terminators brought down. Again, combination fire from the Storm Raven and some Custodians and some tanks and things.
4 Dreadnoughts.
Nothing else. 3 Hellbrutes were brought down. Yeah. 3 Hellbrutes were brought down. Combination of fire from a lot of tanks and the Storm Raven. Contemptor over here that wasn't in combat was also killed. Again, 1,000,000 tanks and partly the Storm Raven. No damage on the Terminators over here. 3 of this Havoc squad with the Melters brought down, and 3 of the Chaos Specimen squad. 2 or 3. I can't remember how many the Knight killed. And that's it, actually, for the shooting. So, it was alright. You killed quite a bit of stuff.
Well, just like 4 or 5 Dreadnoughts.
Yeah. And we'll go into the Assault Phase for Imperium in turn 4. Okay, that's the end of the Assault Phase in Imperial turn 4. The Custodians in the middle killed the Lord of Contagion. Over here, one of the Blight Lords died. The Exalted Champion died, the Lord died, the remainder of the Havoc squad died. I killed one of the Sanguinary Guard back, put 2 wounds on the Sanguinor, and the Knight's down to 2 wounds remaining. That was Overwatch, actually, that did that. Over this side, Mephiston killed the Contemptor in the centre. The Terminators killed the last crewman for the Ectoplasma batteries, and put 3 wounds on the Contemptor. The Intercessors killed the last remaining Chaos Space Marine. The Thunderwolves killed Thunderwolves killed the Rapier Laser Destroyer. Over here, the Terminators and the Martis killed one of the Contemptors. Vindicators. The Death Company killed the other Vindicator in the centre and put 2 wounds on this one in the corner.
It will not die.
And that's it for combat, I think. Oh, and down there, the Death Shroud died to a combination of the Shield Captain and the Dark Angel Master. So, Chaos turn 4, I guess. Yeah. Chaos turn 4, here we go. Okay, so that's the end of turn 4 for the Forces of Chaos. We did a combined turn because I don't actually have all that much left on the table anymore. In combat, the Vindicator died. These guys are still alive and kicking though somehow. Chaos Lord charged into Mephiston, did nothing and died. Contemptor killed 3 of the Terminators and only took 3 damage, so he's left on 1 wound. Dreadclaw charged into the Inceptors, killed 1, no damage in return. He's fine. I blew up the Storm Raven with my Flappy? With my melter guns. Flappy. I think I was trying to. I think Raven. I think made me think Flappy for some reason. One of them died in the explosion. No. 2 wounds on the Dreadclaw in the explosion, and some other bits and pieces here or there. Shooting and combat took care of the Custodes Flagman. Yep. I don't know what he's actually called, and one of the Custodian Wardens.
Flagzilla.
He's called Flagzilla.
Shooting and combat took care of 5 of the Sanguinary Guard. 4. You've got 2. You got 3 left. How many did you start with? 8. 5. Took care of 4 or 5 of the Sanguinary Guard. They killed 1 of my Chaos Space Marines back. Over here, the Blightlord Terminators killed the Knight, and the Sanguinor then failed to do any damage to them. These guys fell back from combat last time. And the Lord and the Sorcerer killed the last remaining Custodes Warden man. So that's the end of turn 4, and it's now 9 o'clock. We've been playing since about 11:30. We're all very dead on our feet, and to be fair, the Imperium currently hold the objective anyway.
For 2 turns as well.
2 turns, so we're more than likely going to.
Imperium hold the objective. I haven't got anybody anywhere nearby that can even vaguely contest it. So I am calling it there. Resounding victory for the Imperium.
In the end,
you've probably got like what, half your army still on the board?
I was putting away what I'd lost, and it wasn't.
Yeah, there's probably about half the Imperium force left on the board, and there's probably about a quarter of the Chaos forces left. All my Hellbrutes are dead. 2 of my 3 Contemptors, both Leviathans. Sorry, 3 of my 4 Contemptors, both Leviathans. The Scorpion did absolutely nothing. One of my Dreadclaws, all my tanks, all my Terminators bar a couple of them. Yeah, so that was a crushing, soul-destroying victory for the Imperium. The Brass Scorpion, the Greater Brass Scorpion Corn was useless. It did absolutely nothing, and then unfortunately didn't explode.
It did 4 wounds.
4 wounds for a night.
Yeah, okay, thanks. So that was pointless.
Wow.
To be honest, the table was too small for what we tried.
Yeah,
and
way too small.
Whoever went first had a ludicrous advantage, purely because of the way reserves work and getting deep striking units in. Half my army had to deploy at the back because there was nowhere for it to deep strike further up the board. But I did enjoy it, actually, for the most part. There was some slightly irritating moments.
Do you know what the best moment was?
What's that?
When when all your reserves came in. So we'd made a massive dent.
Yeah, we'd done so much damage.
And then suddenly you were like, when you picked up a handful of dreadnoughts.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was really cool.
Yeah, very disappointed in the Death Guard, but there's only 15 models, so they were not really expected to do all that much. I suppose they'll do better when they're a proper army in and of themselves. And yeah, I think next time we play a big game, we'll either have to get a bigger table, or we'll have to house rules, some deep strike rules, probably both.
Yeah, just to make it easier.
So yeah, it was good fun. Big win for the Imperium. And
we kept the plans.
We did.
You did, yeah. You did indeed.
Well, the Space Wolves have taken them.
Watch the video and we can count up.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you very much, everybody, for watching that.
Was it your guy?
We hope you did.
I won in a fight and you got better.
Yeah, it was Lionel Johnson. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that and managed to stick with it. It's probably going to be quite a long video. We did have fun. If you want to come down and play us in a sensible sized game, or if you want to come down and play us in another crazy big game, please just let us know. Whether 30k or 40k, we're happy to play either.
Yep.
And yes, thank you very much, everybody. It was good fun, and we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya.